Everywhere you look, there's a quick fix, a shortcut, a pill promising to help you live longer. But what if I told you that everything you're doing right now is probably speeding up your aging, and you don't even know it? My 101-year-old grandpa, a former army man with an iron will and unbreakable discipline, believes that today's modern habits are shortening your lifespan. And the worst part? You're probably addicted to most of them. Before you dismiss this as another health guru story, let me tell you something. My grandpa outlived almost everyone in his generation. He didn't do it with trendy diets, expensive supplements, or biohacking gadgets. Instead, he avoided some of the most common, insidious habits that are now a part of our everyday lives. So if you're serious about health, real, hardcore health, these are the 5 habits you need to ditch today. And trust me, they're not what you think. Habit number 1. You're addicted, and you don't even know it. What's the first thing you reach for when you're stressed, tired, or just bored? For most people, it's one of 2 things: nicotine or alcohol. My grandpa watched his own father die from mouth cancer, thanks to a lifelong addiction to tobacco. He never had a single conversation with his father where there wasn't tobacco packed under his gum, slowly eating away at his health. His dad was gone before my grandpa even turned 15, and that moment solidified a promise he made to himself. He would never touch tobacco. But tobacco isn't the only silent killer. Alcohol is glamorized, normalized, and socially accepted as a way to relax. Grandpa picked up this habit during his army days, like many of his comrades, but unlike most, he quit cold turkey at 75. That's 30 years without a single drop. Actionable step. If you think you can't live without these substances, think again. Addiction is just a habit with an emotional crutch. Find your why, a deep reason to quit and break free. Start slow, but don't stop until you've crushed it completely. Habit number 2. You're ignoring the greatest medicine. Think you can function just fine on 5 hours of sleep as long as you're productive? Think again. The next deadly habit is one that most people consider a badge of honor: ignoring sleep. My grandpa was an army man, conditioned to wake up at the crack of dawn. He didn't love it, but he did it. And now, at over 100 years old, he still wakes up before the sun, every single day. Why? Because he knows the power of routine and, more importantly, the power of sleep. Today's hustle culture glorifies staying up late to grind, but research is clear. Consistent sleep patterns drastically improve health. Ignore it at your own peril. Actionable step. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. like a productivity guru, but you should prioritize sleep. Start small by going to bed just 30 minutes earlier than usual. Over time, you'll see a difference. Habit number 3. You think cheat meals are harmless. We live in a world that celebrates indulgence. It's okay to treat yourself, they say. But every treat comes with a cost. Grandpa's secret to a long life. He cut out processed and fried foods, and yes, even caffeine. And for a man from India, giving up chai is like giving up air. But he did it. Why? Because he realized something most people ignore. Every cheat meal, every sugary snack, every fried indulgence chips away at your health. Over time, these small choices accumulate into chronic diseases. Actionable step. Find your biggest food vice and reduce it. Start by cutting back slowly, half the sugar in your coffee. Skip the fried food at lunch. It's the small, consistent changes that lead to longevity. Habit number 4. You're overloading your brain with useless information. We live in the age of information overload. Social media, 24-hour news cycles, endless scrolling. Your brain is drowning in junk data. My grandpa used to love keeping up with the news, but in recent years, he's cut back. Why? Because he realized that not all information is created equal, and most of it is just noise, making you anxious, stressed, and distracted. Actionable step. Take a break. Limit your news consumption to a few trusted sources, and delete social media apps if they're draining your mental energy. Try a 24-hour detox from your phone, and notice how much clearer your mind feels. Habit number 5. You're addicted to instant gratification. In today's fast-paced world, we're conditioned to expect everything immediately. But instant gratification is killing your ability to live in the moment. Whether it's binge-watching Netflix, endlessly scrolling social media, or ordering fast food. You're numbing your brain with quick fixes. Grandpa, on the other hand, spends hours enjoying the simplest pleasures, watching the sunset, playing with his great-granddaughter, or just sitting in silence. He's always present, never rushing, never multitasking. And that mindfulness has been key to his longevity. Actionable step: practice being present. Take a walk without your phone. Cook a meal without distractions. Learn to sit with yourself, even in boredom. It's one of the hardest habits to develop, but also the most rewarding. The bottom line: stop destroying your longevity. Longevity isn't about a magic pill, a superfood, or a high-tech gadget. It's about discipline, mindfulness, and making the hard choices every single day. My grandpa didn't live to 101 by chance. He lived because he consciously avoided the very habits that are normalized today. The question is, are you ready to do the same? Because if you're not, then every one of these habits is silently killing you. But the good news? You can start changing your life right now, one small habit at a time. Start slow, but start today. Your future self will thank you.